Hello Year 9, my name's Mr. Burns and I'm going to be talking to you about GCSE Spanish. So why should you choose to study a language? Well, of course, you should take it if you enjoy it, but there is also so much research and evidence around the benefits of language learning. One of the most important things in our world today is understanding and being aware of other cultures. Spanish is an official language in 21 countries. There is also strong evidence that shows learning another language helps improve your logic, which develops your math skills, it improves your memory and your knowledge and understanding of English. In terms of future prospects, you can travel the world, whether that's for pleasure or work, communicate with people in different countries, and you can combine languages with many degrees from business to engineering. And if that's not enough, people with another language can earn up to 20% more than those who don't have another language. So we asked our GCSE students what they liked about languages, why they chose GCSE languages, and they picked out on the opportunities to travel, the range of career options, and the importance of learning about different cultures. Now, Spanish and foreign languages in general are part of the EBAC, which is a set of subjects deemed to be very academic and recognised by universities and further education establishments, colleges, as an academic set of qualifications that will keep your options open for further study and future careers. And that fits in there with those other subjects that you can see there on the list, all of which are considered essential to many degrees and keeps the door open to your choices. You would not believe the number of different degrees you could study at university, and having that set of qualifications doesn't rule any out. So languages are among the top 8 skills required across all occupations, and certainly in light of recent events, ever more important for our global presence in the world, our contact, liaison and trade with other countries, translation and interpretation, really important jobs, working in the emergency services, also the army, the RAF, especially some of the higher ranks. They normally ask for a language. They need a language because there's a lot of opportunity to travel. Engineering, and certainly I, before I was a teacher, worked for a couple of engineering companies, using my language skills, also dealing with international clients, overseas customers. Healthcare also important, law enforcement, tourism, games testing. That's another one that you see adverts for quite a lot. Just imagine, you're playing FIFA or COD. Those games are going to need people to test them when they make those games in other languages. So just imagine spending your time playing FIFA in Spanish and getting paid for it. So there's a great variety of different topics studied at GCSE. A lot of these will build on from Key Stage 3. And there's a real cultural focus. So if you're interested in Spanish culture, in Spanish-speaking countries, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and some of the culture and history, then the content should be interesting to you. There's a lot of links to socialist issues, to geography, employment, education. Now, we're with AQA as our exam board. And there are 4 skills that will be did. There's reading, that's 25%, writing, also 25%, speaking the same, and that consists of 3 mini activities, and listening. Now, a lot of the style of questions you're familiar with, and actually the writing at foundation, it's a 90-word question, the longest question, and at higher it's 150 words. So the focus is really on communication and understanding more than accuracy and looking at the real detail. Yes, it's important for higher and for some of the top grades, but the main focus is on being able to communicate and understand the language. So here's an example of a reading exercise. So it's a multiple choice, as many that there's a small text and it's a multiple choice. And this is from the speaking exam. So this is a photo card. As you can see underneath, there are 3 questions. What is there in the picture? So these are some things that you will practice along the way, and it should be familiar to you from your lessons so far. And talking about jobs, this one in particular. And then there will be 2 more questions which you don't get to see. So for this photo card, you have preparation time, and then you have to talk about it. Here is our digital book. So we do follow an AQA course book. We tend to use it digitally more than actually giving out physical textbooks. You'll obviously have a login, there's a lot of practice materials, a lot of examinations materials. We are a fan of a lot of the websites that you already know from Key Stage 3. Also, good website for revision is BBC Bitesize. Duolingo, brilliant. Just to have some of these apps on your phone and to be accessing a little bit of Spanish daily over the course of 2 years makes a lot of difference. And everybody's favorite, Blookit, the new one. Yeah, these kind of websites are designed, the algorithms, to train, to learn vocabulary, increase your vocabulary, improve your memory. And they're really effective. So just a couple of frequently asked questions. I think the speaking exam is the one that people worry about the most, but actually it's teacher-led, the exam, and you get to practice and you get a mock, and you get to choose a lot of the topics to speak about yourself, ones that you're more comfortable with. And it's 5 minutes at foundation, and a little bit longer, up to 7 minutes you're talking in a conversation in Spanish for hire, as well as having a photo card and a role play, a very transactional activity, so maybe ordering some food. In terms of the difference to year 9, well, it's more challenging. Same skills are covered, but in more depth. As I've mentioned before, a lot of the websites we use to learn vocabulary, there is a lot of vocab in the course, and there's certainly a commitment for you to learn as much as possible and keep up to date with that. Will I be fluent at the end of the course? Well, you'd be good enough to communicate with someone your age in Spanish, and you'll understand a lot of authentic material, so real newspapers, websites. Normally by the end of A-level, so if you chose to continue, then that's a really good level of fluency. And by the end of A-level, you should be in a really good position to speak to native speakers. So just to finish then, Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. Really important to understand someone's culture through their language. Here is the team. Please talk to your teacher if you have any questions about your suitability at GCSE. And certainly we've discussed a lot of people already, and we've got a really strong cohort this year. So looking for as many of you as possible to be choosing Spanish. Of course, come and speak to me or email me at any point. Thank you very much.